Hello everyone, my name is Michael and I'll be teaching you the fundamentals and beginning level steps in learning how to snowboard. But first I do have to ask you, have you ever felt like your life has been on repeat before? Maybe you go to work, go to school, sleep right after, and do the same thing the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Because that's happened to me before, and little did I know is because I didn't have a hobby. And when you don't have a hobby and you do the same thing the next day and the next day, your days begin to blend, it takes a toll on your mental health and you become stressed out and anxious. And that's happened to me numerous times until one day a buddy of mine took me to Mammoth one time and told me, Mike, I'm going to teach you how to snowboard. And I didn't think much of it until I finished my first run, and I realized my mind became clear, my body became super relaxed, and I overall felt free, which a lot of you have probably felt with other sports that are very similar and felt very euphoric, such as surfing and skating. But for me personally, from someone who has tried all three, I can vouch for snowboarding and say it's the most beneficial out of all three. And I do have somewhat knowledge for beginning and intermediate levels because I have gone to multiple different snowboarding sites and have gone 10 to maybe 15 times in total. And I have to say, in order to learn how to snowboard, there are 5 simple steps. The first one is getting the proper equipment and the proper safety gear. The second one is skating off with one foot, meaning one foot is strapped on, one is not. The third is mastering the chair lifts and the mountain lifts. The fourth one is essentially learning how to balance and glide with both feet on the board. The fifth one is familiarizing yourself with toe edging and stopping. Of course, let's dive into the first step, getting proper equipment. Of course, the sun is going to be beaming. Although it seems like it's a snowy terrain, the sun is going to be beaming on the snow. It could potentially melt the snow to like a watery consistency called slush. You want to get waterproof clothing. So sweater, warm and waterproof. Snow pants that are flexible and easy to maneuver in, also waterproof. Completely optional if you want to get a bandana, so when you put it on, you're writing down, you're not getting any debris in your face. Some people don't like to wear it because they think it's suffocating and claustrophobic and whatnot. Also optional, I like to wear this when I walk around when I don't have my helmet on. Also, that's another important one that I have to say is the helmet. But of course, when I don't have my helmet on, I wear the beanie. I can just take it off and just put it in my pocket. Of course, this is also optional as your boots. When you're walking around, I like to wear these ones. These are my Timbs. These are waterproof. The next one I have to say for safety equipment is your goggles. You can get this from the rental store. It protects you from your eyes, for any debris that's going to be hitting your eyes. It protects you from the sun. The next one can be the Alpine hard boots. These are where it actually connects to your snowboard. The next one I have to say is the actual snowboard itself. Now, you're also going to get this from the rental store, and bindings are also going to be coming with this, and it's going to be connecting to these holes. This is how the boot actually connects and becomes one whole piece. Now, of course, the rental store employee is going to be helping you how to set it up, whether you ride goofy or standard, and whatever is comfortable for you. You want to have everything tight. You want to have your helmet tight, you want to have your boots tight, and this is so you prevent getting any injuries and you have stability. Next one is learning how to ride with one foot. Super self-explanatory. It's like riding a skateboard almost. You're gonna have one foot, whatever your goofy or standard, whatever one it is, the front foot is always gonna be strapped in. The second one is pushing off. Once you learn how to balance on that, you're ready for the next step. But I will have to say, this one's an important step because it teaches you to maneuver around the snowy terrain without actually having to put both feet on. Because some parts, if you put both your feet on, and it's nearly impossible to move around, like if you want to go to the bathroom, if you want to go to the chairlift. The next step is mastering the chairlift. Now, the mountain lifts, they don't stop moving. They're constantly moving, so you really want to be careful and you want to listen to the employee's steps on what to do. You're essentially going to be waiting until he gives you the green light. You're going to go up to the area of about 3 to 6 people, and you're going to be going to a caution area where the chairlift is going to hit your back knees, forcing you to sit down, taking you to the top. Once you get to the top, you're going to want to position yourself on the 1 foot on, 1 foot off skating. Essentially, it's going to be pushing you to where you're forced to stand up. That's what takes you to the next step, which is actually understanding and learning how to balance and glide with both feet. Now, this is essentially the actual part where you're going to be learning how to snowboard. To keep balance, you're going to be flexing your core. You're going to be putting yourself in a squat position. And you're really going to be feeling all the muscle tension on your calves, your thighs, your glutes, your core, and your middle back. And this is going to be helping you be stable, and it's going to be helping you keep your balance. The next thing I have to say is weight distribution. If you have too much weight on the front of your board, you're going to be catching snow on the tip, and you're going to be flying forward. If you have too much on the back, you're going to be falling on your butt. So you really want to have good weight distribution. And once you really master all that, you're essentially riding down. That's actually how you ride. Which leads me off to the most important step, which is heel edging and toe edging and learning how to stop. For example, if this is your feet, let's say my fingers are the toes and the ends of my wrists are your heels. Toe edging is when you move your back foot, whether you ride goofy or standard, your back foot moves in the position and the direction of your toes, overall creating this movement where you're moving left. Heel edging is the opposite, where you get your heel on your back foot and the position and the direction of your heels. So you're moving this way, moving you to the right. If you do either of those at a proper stance and with proper form, at proper timing, that's how you stop. So when you're at the bottom of the mountain and you're ready to get off, that's eventually how you stop. Of course, all of this is going to take a lot of time, but without a doubt, those are the 5 essential steps on learning how to snowboard. I'll repeat them for you. Getting the proper equipment, skating off with one foot, mastering the chairlift, mastering balancing and gliding with both feet strapped in, and then of course familiarizing yourself with toe edging, heel edging, and stopping. Of course, all of this is going to take a lot of practice, but it's only a matter of time before you actually start getting in from the beginning levels to the intermediate levels. Thank you.